Hello, and to it's an adjunct of the radio show. Uh, talk with, um, thanks to everybody listening. Thanks to people back trying to do something to kill the time during this thing. To an old friend who I see they organized. We've known each other for this old friend, so it's only been like year or 30 years. Steve, we had a conversation the other day with a couple friends. People like the interaction. I enjoy the interaction, and with all going on, and me with as my opinion, Steve's has been mighty in mine on all topics, and people want to hear from different people and see treating them. Going to end the conversation, and I have over here I have a picture that I always it was one of the last years of, but I've always picture Steve had a musical interest, but here we go. And how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Like treating you?
Not bad. Not bad. Can't complain. I did. Nobody's listening. You know that.
It's a complain.
It's
a tough time to complain.
Yeah.
You get to a certain age where hanging in there is the new awesome. You know, the best is hanging in there.
Yeah. Your audio is going in and out.
It is?
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah. Are you on Wi-Fi, or is it me?
I don't know. I have.
I'm 5 feet from the router.
I am through the router, so feet close, literally right over here. I'm almost on top of the router. I'm gonna.
Just in case it's me, I'm gonna move a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, you're coming through okay here. So how have you been coping with all that's going on in the world?
You can only do what you can do. You can't really worry too much. If something's going to get you, it's going to get you. Don't run from something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, don't.
If it's in your backyard and you see it, then you have concern. But if it's not right there, then no. And there's just too much. There's too much going on with this virus that makes me think that it's not something that should be. It's important. People are dying from it, but it's not as big as to shut down the whole world over. They didn't shut down World War One when the flu broke out. They sent the soldiers out there. You're sick, pick up the gun and go. You know.
Yeah, I think we get increasingly
and way more people died in that than in World War One than this pandemic.
Yeah, we get more sensitive as time goes on. It's more and more that we just get act and counter react. I don't know. And part of it is as you get older, you just get grumpier and go, back in my day, we would have just, ridden our dinosaurs to work. And
it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's just a flesh wound. But really, it is, I think what we don't factor in is don't think of how we're dealing with this now. I've kind of come up with as being grumpy old man is think of how we would have done it at their age. And we might have been hot messes. I don't know. Not with the wisdom we have now applied to it, but with the wisdom we had then. Because we were our own bunch of morons, We weren't the calm, cool, collected most of the time people that we are.
Well, I don't see young people going crazy over this. I see them trying to live their lives, doing what they're supposed to do. And my pastor, he said, he's 80 years old. He says, well, hey, whatever's going to come, come. And people say, stay in the house, whatever. He said, nope, I'm going to go do my life. I'm going to go live, If it's time to go, it's time to go. I mean, be reckless, but don't be, paralyzed with fear. That's insane.
Yeah, that's a different kind of. I think that we need to be caught of it, aware of it, but we need after the panic, we should be overlaying some logic on it, like we've closed down and everything. Like maybe people aren't parks. They're talking about um, this court's
I
closed.
lost half of that. I'm sorry.
They're talking about safe distance
Yeah.
discourse that are closed.
Safe distance, wearing masks, that's all cool.
But there's no sport more
But
than
go to
tennis.
work.
Right. You can't shut the world down.
Don't shut stuff down. Keep older people off the streets, and protect them.
Right. And as I get older, I'm all for protecting the elderly.
Yeah.
We should be protected now as I get older. But this just thing, everybody's going to have income for 3 months. Just deal with it. People don't have that feeling. It's just gone,
Yeah. There could be, we don't know what the ramifications are as far as the economy goes.
Are going to be amazing,
Yeah.
They're just going to be amazing. The you're working from home, which a lot of people, what have you been occupy your time? I mean, you're kind of like all and then your friends that are your friends are all different versions of you, different concentration, exact parts of body. They have some of the best and the worst of you. You're like, more than I in some way. Social, I'm like, I've been doing that for years. I really don't have a problem with that. That you're not introducing me to a new concept. What are you doing to just? I mean, on the map and this and the of this that has changed your life that much.
It's changed a bit. I like going, actually leaving the house at least twice a week to go to work. Get in a car, do a routine, get your coffee, that kind of stuff. Go get your breakfast, pick your breakfast out, go to work. When you're at work, take that couple of laps around the building or so to walk. I miss all of that. So now you're stuck in the house, and with pretty much no end in sight. On the weekends, I like to go do stuff, go out, even if it's just shopping, even if it's just Walmart, just get out of the house and do something. There's a creepy guy walking the halls of Walmart. Okay, you found me.
But it's always good to just feel better about you just go there and feel better in general. Yeah, I hear with me, it's going. I don't like being with, but I think with me, what it's been is not so much, but option moved to go to meet somebody at a restaurant or something like that. Not that I'm dying. It's the option of having it. It feels like, and I know it's
of life is randomness, meeting random people, and you can't do that. Social distancing. That's bizarre.
Right. It's people more alienated. Our generation seems to say, "Oh, you guys are good communicators, whatever." No, we were walking hermits. It's the bars.
I've done my hermit mode, but that's because I had a choice to do that. Now you don't have a choice.
Yeah. I guess that is the difference on you. You're having it forced on that.
Yeah,
huge difference. The like you said, out. I think they lost home and they thought it was going to be much. I think you do need. People think they don't want to deal with people. Don't want different people. some people, I think many of the people in our social circle want to be alone, but don't want to be lonely. And there's the rub. Now, you need to know people are available and nearby.
Yeah.
Dose of social.
Yeah. And there's so much more than just social media. That's such a superficial way to connect with people. And if that's where this is going, the superficiality bar on humanity is just going up another notch with this.
Yeah.
Whereas things were much more personal when you go to talk to somebody, you can read their value and you see, they stink or not or something like that. You can't get all of that through social media.
Yeah. Well, it's like this and talking to you this. Normally when I do my radio show, we're in the same city and now no video visual. What is good about this and I started doing was that I take and do it, but I can also
audio is really painful. Oh my God, it's jumping in and out.
Well, it'll work out in the end. I don't want to turn the gain because then I get echo when I crank the gain up. But the
is it me? Do I have my volume up too loud?
No, you're okay. Well, what happens with this is that you can see the inflections of the person. You can hear the inflections. And with somebody like where we can, it was like the conversation I had with Bonaparte and Larry. We just step back into the routine. It's like going back on stage or something when you through all the things we've been through over the time that we've been each other that much anymore. I haven't birthed that third thing on your chin or that chia pet. That's quite a lot of work there. What goes into it?
I was so upset about having to shave constantly. Now, for years, I always knew I could grow a giant beard. I always shaved it off because that was the style. Now things change. It's so much easier. You don't do anything. You just save the edges. Just let it grow.
You off on your that's a lot of work to groom that thing and everything every day. I mean,
I don't do anything. It's hard.
It'd be out of control.
Just a little trim here and there.
But you don't have tools?
Huh?
The tools for just
trimming just scissors. Just scissors. Yep, scissors and a razor.
It's got beating or eating.
It's
got to mess with soup or chili.
No.
Yeah.
I got to make up for the loss.
It's like everything slid.
Yeah. Yeah, because you remember me when I had the huge fro as a kid.
Yeah, the fro.
Yeah.
Everything sometimes too.
You got pictures of that. There's a picture of me from when I was 15. You need to email me.
I can't find it. I was trying to find a picture.
We were at the
at
Lingelbach grade school.
TV carrying the TV.
Yeah.
Because that full Steve, right? That was full Steve from.
Yeah.
Find the picture.
And you got another one that you never sent me. You got one with me with the guitar, not that older one. The one from back on Good Street.
On Good Street with the guitar.
Yeah, with the white guitar. You got to dig in your files, man.
I vaguely remember that. The problem, one of my many rats, I never properly categorized pictures or music, and I just kind of lumped them all. And then you don't realize that feeling nostalgic and your memory's gone. It's a giant thing to go through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to go do that. And I'm surprised that not the Larry, because I was counting. I was you going? What he's doing? Let me in. But he's resting or something. Because we both talk to Larry now and then.
Oh, so we were supposed to come today. What happened?
He wasn't. So, I wanted to talk to you. I might talk with different interaction because then we'll both have to be moderating Larry. Larry requires multiple leaders.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
just have to keep your finger on the off switch.
When I told him, I said my finger is hovering over the mute button, man, because you're going to go somewhere. He started to go down. He hating me a Bonaparte. His past history as an exotic dancer.
Oh God!
Right, and neither one of us would touch it. I said Bonaparte was like, "Not going there, not going there," and he wants to bring up
no footage.
Yeah, no, there are visuals where people just slap their webcam, slap onto the. Yeah. What do you remember? Do you remember how to meet? First.
How did we meet?
Yeah.
We met the first few days of high school for me. In 81, wasn't it?
81.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was my freshman year. And it was at Jim's class that was in the laboratory place looking thing at the back of the police station that they rented out.
The OIC.
The OIC, that's what it was. Yep. And first few classes we met there. Yeah. And Jim introduced me to you guys.
Okay.
Said, this guy's a nerd just like you guys.
I guess Jim connector there. I mean, Jim had a big impact on everybody.
And then I think you called me and were like, "Hey, I'm starting a new club. It's called the X-Men." And then you mailed me an official X-Men card. I don't know what happened to it.
Well,
we all had X-Men cards.
Well, it's because life changes you and everything, but core that we didn't change from the people we were there. I don't think you changed that much. You're still the same person. I mean, you always had. I think the difference between the rest of us, you were always a little more pious. You had faith the entire time. Always kept your connections with it.
And this is core though. This is core for not having fear of boogeymen. Because that's what God gives you. It's not to be afraid of the next boogeyman that they're going to put in front of you. Because people are terrified of death. But you have to understand it's just a transition. You should only be afraid of it like you're going to another, like you're going to high school. The first time you go to grade school, you're afraid because it's changing. You're not going to go back to what you were before, you see. And that's where you have to have build that connection with divinity. Sorry to use a word that Larry uses. With God.
Yeah, you got this lawyer. It's interesting there, and I think that people that aren't as, I think you can't get older without some hope. The average person or to have something and make different things, and some of it's not right, some of it is, but it's interesting to me because I think that you have to be bigger than your difficult times. I raised my father. We were out on the road in Borough, New Jersey, and I get it trying to burn out and on the new blacktop. They had redone the road, and the car over side to the lawn. She was out again. I said, I want the door, and she said, time and time. And the car took out the mailbox next to her, like away. She had a faith in God I to this day can't grasp, because I do believe if he gave us legs to move out of the way of the car, you know, and stood there, and that was her faith. And blind faith, it was based. I just, you know, I you know, trust God, but you're dry kind of guy.
You do need to have common sense. You know,
Sometimes I think some people office that. Sometimes people just lean the faith, to wipe, you know.
do what you can within your lane. Stay in your lane, basically. Do what you can within your lane with what you can do, and then let God do the rest. And you have to understand what you can. Give me the strength to know what I can do and what I cannot do, and what God is going to take over for you. That's just, it's common sense. If you can do something, if you can step out of the way, if you can help somebody, do it. You know, because maybe that's your portion to lay hold of, to do that.
Well, I think many people incorrectly say, "Well, it's the will of God." Blah 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 blah. Away from
Everything's the will of God. Nothing happens without God. All things were created by God. Nothing exists without outside of God's
I,
ultimate authority. We
I,
have we have a limited amount of freedom within a space to operate within and make choices, but it's still a limited amount. You're born, you're going to live a certain amount of time, and then you're going to die. So you have a small amount of space that you can operate within, but the whole table was set.
have you you know the guy that's flooding and the boat comes. There's a guy in the house and it's flooding, and they come and they tell him to evacuate. They're evacuating the town, and they announce it, and he goes, "I'm not leaving. I believe in God. I trust in God." And you can't go down the roads, and they come in a boat, so you got to leave.
Yeah, I've heard that variation of that story a million times.
And then they send a helicopter.
Yeah, I got this. I sent you all of this stuff.
I sent you all this stuff,
One of the ways out. Yeah.
Some real. I had the family said, and they said,
common sense.
We're not going to go in this direction because we want to put our faith in God, and God meant for us to meet to resolve that solution. People put that God has come down from the heavens, manifest and change their, and he's busy,
I was never too busy for you. It's just that you're not going to direct God around on your time. He's going to do things on his time. He's never not too busy for you.
He's not going to do your chores.
He's not going to do your chores for you. He's not going to be your magic puppet that you can just call up at any time, in any situation. There are certain, the rain falls on the just and the unjust alike. The sun shines for the just and the unjust alike. There's a certain amount of randomness in our, and from our perspective as human beings, there's randomness. For God's, there is no randomness. It's always a plan. So things are going to fall where they are. Just do what you can do within your sphere of influence.
Yeah, it's like Roosevelt said, do what you have where you are when
you have to make judgment calls. You have to.
Have you ever, with the amount of time that you've been involved with religion, going with that, how your denomination like that. I mean, that seems to be like the nation within the church. Have you ever considered anything like that?
Doing what again? I'm sorry, you're lost.
Becoming like something like that, or whatever.
Becoming a pastor? I thought about that. I did think about that. Financially, right now, I can't do that. There's so much stuff that I had to do just helping with family and myself that I have to take care of first before I did that. I didn't feel like I had a calling to that. I felt like I had a calling to be there for my family, my brothers, my sisters, my nieces, nephews, many of them, and be there financially for them and be there, supportively for them. So that's kind of what my calling is to help the people that are in front of you first. They come first. They were put there. You can't choose who you're related to. Okay. So they come first. That you're directed by that close association to be there for your family first.
Well, you were put
Then you work away. Then you work away. Now, that's not for everybody, but for most people, that's the way it is. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be that way.
You can hear, if you have a calling to be a pastor, you can hear a calling to go out and do that. But didn't really have that. Maybe at some other time in my life, maybe when I'm retired, do that for 10 or 15 years or so.
Yeah, it seems like the natural evolution to mentor people and share, that, because seems natural, without poking the bear, invoking his name. Larry's doing a version of that, his version of it. Maybe you can join up with him and you can.
I don't know about that, but I did learn a lot because Larry was there for his family throughout.
Yes.
Throughout his whole life. So I learned a lot from him about that. See, I had a very distant family, my stepfather and my mom. So, me and my older brother, we were kind of, we were extra baggage in our family. So we didn't get the attention that we probably should have had, and got the negative attention we probably should have gotten.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. But I dealt with that. I dealt with it pretty well. My brother didn't. He had a huge criminal history. I got involved with that partly. You're very familiar with that.
Far too familiar.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's certainly a colored history there. But
I think I lost him. Wow, he got lost right at the point where he's talking about that. His history's it's nothing that where he was study or anything like that, but it was the stupidity of youth, and we all did it. The thing is that some of us got away with it.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah,
brought you back just like the network.
Yeah. So I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with that? Yeah, we had a lot of different situations that I had to learn through watching other people and other families, how Larry handled his family, and how Darren, I'm surprised you'd never met him. You met him a few times back in the day, but he's a good friend of mine also. I think the one time you met him was in front of the house, and his girlfriend was chasing me. If you remember, she rode down the street, Gina. It's like, hey, Steve. But through watching his family, and his father is pastor also, and just seeing how they interact with each other, I learned a lot from them. Because prior to that influence, I was kind of like an isolated. I'm in my world, and that was it, because I didn't know anything other than that. I didn't know. People had to tell me, well, it's really weird that you never met your grandparents and stuff like that, ever. So,
if you don't go outside of your circle, you don't know what's wrong. You don't know what's weird.
So, people had to tell me, like, hey, this is what's going on in your family isn't quite right. So, let me take a peek and see how they were doing, and what, especially Larry and his family, what he was into.
I think one of the things that I think Jim saw that he was doing I think he wanted to protect each other. There were a lot of temptations at the time we were in school that none of us succumbed to, that the people around us were.
Yeah, we grew up in the most dangerous time there ever was in Philadelphia. Around that time, 70s, late 70s, early 80s, people don't remember, there were 3,000 murders a year. We would regularly see robberies and stuff that it happens now, but it's not at the level that it happened back then. And so we built the crew, the X-Men. Don't fuck with us.
Do you remember? Do you remember? I was telling somebody the other day about how you could go between the YW and the YM, and you could go down the street and take the long way, or if you were feeling brave, you could run through Vernon Park.
Yeah, let's see. Do I feel like a fight today?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I'm feeling a little spunky. Let's go through Vernon.
Yeah. Or if you had to go from like one of the Ys to the lodge, and they gave you an hour in between, you're like, can I factor a fight in there? Because we had much more dominant high schools around us that always wanted to beat the crap out of us.
Right. Yeah. Let's see. How spunky do we feel? We're gonna walk like in front of Germantown High.
Yeah. Today. Well, it's funny. We would walk around miles in between classes. Our classes were spaced out in different areas. They were in different buildings, in different parts of, about a mile and a half apart. So it wasn't like we would walk to a school, go in a building and be in the building. We had to get to different places, and we had to deal with all the things.
Class to class.
Yeah, it was really good because I think it taught us
without walls.
The school without walls, or heat, or books.
Or books, or good teachers. No, we had a few good. Jim was one.
We had some really, really great teachers and some that weren't so great. I mean, the ones that stand out were Jim, of course. Jim was like everybody's surrogate father, for us. Jim, of course, and then you had like Pete. I remember Pete was good. I liked Pete. Pete Udarvi.
I never had a single one of his classes.
Gloria was she was mean.
Weird.
And she whipped us into shape. But I respected that. I think we were raised where you respected somebody that pushed you, and Gloria pushed you to be better. She didn't let you slack off. And of course, Ella as the principal was just remarkable. It was all strong personalities and strong people that pushed you. You can't do that now with kids because that's abuse.
Are any of them still around?
I think some of the new ones, I forget the guy's name. There were a couple of new ones I saw posted on something. I think like Claire's still around.
That was the strange one.
Yeah.
It was Claire. She was the oldest one. She was 50 back then.
Yeah. She was our age back then. She was the old one. She was
oh my God. We're older than the old one.
Yeah. Older than the old one. And becoming the old ones. Becoming the old ones. It's interesting, but those times and you smile. We didn't always smile in the middle of them. Now. And part of shaping character and the I still see it today, and I think if I had went to a different school, I would be a different person. I don't know if that person be better or worse, but I think that's and Jim made me has a big responsibility for my of whatever I have came from that place. And it was
outstanding.
Yeah, you don't get that anymore. Jim we built an electric car. We in the 80s, and to save the school, and beat major school and the Philadelphia Electric Company in a contest, and did all these things. Jim would come up on the weekend, crowd us into his Ford Fairmount station wagon, drive us back down to Williamstown,
Or
New
that van.
Jersey, or the
Mostly
van.
that van when I was there.
Yeah. Well, the
Right.
van was the upgrade. Once we
Yeah.
got to the van, and that was an
Room
old
for all of us.
We'd go down. He'd drive us to Williamstown, New Jersey. We'd work on it for a couple hours. He'd feed us, and then he'd take us back. This is on his day off. This is on his day.
Or even take us to the. A lot of times we went to the farmers market, the fair.
Yeah, the Berlin Farmers Market.
Burlington, yeah, which was pretty cool.
Which I believe that started Larry's addiction to farmers markets and flea markets and things.
Well, I'm addicted a little bit still to flea markets.
I am too.
That and Goodwill. I'm a huge Goodwill shopper. I shop online, shop and the Goodwills.
Wait, Goodwill's online?
Oh wow! Don't bid on stuff I'm bidding on.
Goodwill's online.
That's the only place you can get them now. They're all closed. I'm pissed. That's my Saturday. Go to Goodwill, finding stuff that. Let me show you. Let me show you something I got from Goodwill.
Okay. Wait a minute. Larry does this too.
Yeah. Look at this.
Oh, nice! I heard it in the back.
Yeah,
I heard that.
Yeah, $2,000 clock.
No, that's
Goodwill. Yeah, I just got that a few weeks ago.
Okay, I was confident it wasn't going to go this way, but I was hoping you weren't going to go boxer briefs. Freshly clean.
Looks just one piss stain, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Boxer briefs.
Yeah.
Barely used.
Oh, the couch I'm sitting on. All leather. $2,000 couch came from Goodwill.
See, that's the difference. Larry would buy underwear that had a bullet hole in them. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, some nostalgia. Everything I get is from there. It's something that's usable. You know?
It's the only place you can get nostalgic things, really.
Yeah.
You know? Goodwill always has this section. It's stacked 20. It's your comfort zone because the furniture and everything from your youth is there. Yeah. You know?
And you're shopping and you're giving a charity at the same time. It's a win-win. You can't beat that.
And I'm not going to pretend that I'm above the flea market thing. The problem I have with the flea market, like I like local yard sales, going to Chestnut Hill and stuff like that. I have with it is I just buy too much crap.
See,
and
that takes too long for me because you have to hit a bunch of those on a Saturday to make
it's
it
nice to go quasi exercise.
I can't be out all Saturday. I have to. I gotta hit the cut 3 Goodwills and get home in 2 hours. Done. I get in there. I fly through there. So I see something I like, I'll grab it.
I like the yard sales because you meet people in the neighborhood and you see weird stuff that you wouldn't normally see. But it's a lot of going out and it's a lot of buying stuff you don't need but you want, and it hits a chord.
I did that with Larry a couple of times too. I think last year we went to one where they had everybody, the whole neighborhood was a yard sale, like for blocks and blocks and blocks. So that was pretty cool.
He's fanatical about it, though.
I don't like going from one side of town to one little yard sale and then another one somewhere else.
Right. He everything he does, he just goes nuts with. I go now and then with as much as I used to. What annoys me, what happened with and stuff like that, was that when I saw the vendors starting to think that they were like a store but light and start to charge almost the same prices, you know. What I like to buy is that thing that I wanted that is broke, but I know exactly how to fix it, and I'm going to buy it cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing talking about high school. It's amazing that none of the people in our group ever did any drugs or anything like that. We stayed away from all that. Well, everybody around us was just immersed in it.
That was strange.
I don't even think
in grade school though. We had the Scared Straight thing where they showed the people dead in the bathtub and stuff like that, shooting up heroin.
We had it on the streets there, you know.
Yeah.
In Park, you could see live.
But most people were in school weren't doing hard drugs though. They were mostly just doing marijuana, and they might have probably did pills. And I'm not averse. I'm going to go get my marijuana card. But I don't smoke regularly, maybe once a month, just to have the card and just be able to party when you feel like it, with your friends is a
See, I'm
bonus.
interested in that. What makes you want to do that? What is it that drives you to want to do that?
It's just like drinking. Why do you want to drink? So, I mean, you don't relate with that. So, I get it, but it's not a whole lot of difference between alcohol and marijuana. Now, some of the strongest strains of marijuana can like have you hallucinate a little bit, but other than that, it's not that much different.
I understand it,
and it's actually probably safer because a lot of people die from alcohol.
Yeah, statistically, it's safer,
and I could see the damage it does to people that overdo it, and it's obvious that they're having serious problems. They could have. They have liver issues, you see they're getting jaundice, that kind of stuff. So it's not as dangerous. Except for the worry of cancer from breathing in carcinogens.
Well, the problem I have with marijuana is that you have a generation that's taking it. Back in the 70s or whatever, when people were taking it, people I knew that got him did it and stopped. They didn't, there was no home blends, there was no this, no that, grass. But so working at a place that did adults in rehab was nowadays people want a different level of gratification. So I want more. If this does this, I want more. Whereas older people were saying, this is all I want. Right. I'm taking it for pain. I'm taking it for this. I'm not taking it to have a bigger buzz.
Yeah,
more and more people to do it. I'm just surprised. So it's going to turn out the other way, that I'll be the only one that's not doing marijuana. It's going to turn the older way. People have aged into it.
Yeah, but see, marijuana isn't the big problem drug. It's cocaine and heroin, especially heroin nowadays, was killing people at a level reminiscent of the 70s. All right, we remember that, and also not just that. But the doctors are pushers now at this point because you can get all of the pills. I forget all the names of them, but that are
codeine
based. Yeah, they're morphine based. So they just go from that and then graduate and end up overdosing and dead from this. And I know we know a lot of people. Susan's brother David and lots of guys died on that stuff, and women, but now it has this huge resurgence. So because people forgot the lessons they learned in the 70s, and we weren't doing that, they stopped doing that scared straight and that kind of stuff. So it's all a matter of levels, and but those kind of those mind alter, the ones that can really get a hold of you, crack cocaine and stuff like that, they need to stop using that. I don't know if you know about the Barry Seal controversy where CIA was bringing in cocaine and stuff like that. That kind of stuff has to stop, and that kind of corruption at highest levels of trafficking serious drugs. Marijuana is not a problem.
You don't think it's a drug?
I didn't say it was a drug. I know it's a drug. I said it's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I don't partake, but I don't judge. I think alcohol is a bigger problem.
Alcohol is a stronger drug than marijuana. Alcohol will kill you. Drink a half. You're not used to it. You drink half alcohol quickly, you probably will die. A lot of people don't know that. There's a lot of people, young people, end up in the hospital. There should be more warning on the label. You can smoke as much as you can of marijuana. You're not going to die. You'll just go unconscious.
Well, I think alcohol is its own. The difference, I think, is alcohol just leads to more alcohol. I think drugs can take you to different. There's a whole different ballpark you can go to if
I
you step
disagree
outside.
because marijuana is so mild and actually can't get you as high as alcohol.
Right,
And
but
it's
that's why people want more.
and is not as addictive or dangerous.
But that's why they want more, and they do these blends and stuff like that. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying that the people that are wired that need different gratification. An alcoholic
Well,
just
we all
becomes.
need some kind of gratification. We're all hooked on something. It's called living.
Yeah.
All things in moderation. Now, you're not going to train moderation, though. It's a learned skill.
Can you see?
A lot of people let's get back to divinity. Why do people not have moderation? Why do they get stuck? And this is just a little bit of bro science, not totally bro science, but a little bit of bro philosophy. People get hooked because they're trying to fill a void in their life, and they're trying to fill. They could get hooked. You get hooked on sex. You can hooked on marijuana. You see, everybody has a twist. Whatever your twist is what you're trying to use to fill something that's missing. And what is missing is that connection, you have that prayerful connection and listening and obedience to God. And if you never have that, you will always be susceptible to being led down a path of filling a void, because that void will exist.
Can you see the chats on your screen?
No.
Because Larry's commenting.
Oh God.
Well, he's saying that he got you into wearing better shirts to up your fashion game.
He did.
He
did. He helped with that.
Larry helped with fashion?
Yes, he did. Because one day I went over to his house and he had all these shirts. And he's like, take some of these shirts. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Nah. Next time I went over, yeah, there's shirts for days. Take some shirts. So the third time I go there, I'm like, okay, I'll take some shirts. So I put on the shirts, I wear them to work, and I start getting compliments. I go back to Larry. Larry, you have more shirts, man.
Well, the fact that you're wearing Larry size shirts is an issue.
Yeah, it's the camera, man. It's the camera.
Well, and he's giving you shirts that have pinstripes on there. I
mean, XL, not 2XL.
That shirt ain't no XL.
This is an XL, man.
Ain't no XL.
This is XL. It's the camera. I think
that shirt's an XL.
I know I gotta lose about 15 pounds though. I'll give you that.
That shirt's an XL, just like that beard is naturally black.
Dude, it's an XL. You want me to take it off?
No.
Oh, please, God, no. The hairy brown monster.
We'll see where the rest of the hair went.
The hairball, man.
Yeah.
Larry wins that competition, though. The gorilla.
Yeah. I've never seen somebody. He has hair on his shoulders. Remember the shoulder hair?
Oh, I do too. I got plenty. I got like a winter coat, just a coat.
Shoulder hair? Like
coating, a coat. Yeah. Never cold.
How far does the shoulder hair come up? Because his
just keep it's a quarter inch. Pushes the shirt up, makes things bigger.
No, his was like there, like it would.
Oh, yeah. No, he had me by a good several.
Yeah, he's like a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Like a Wookiee.
Yeah, there's no competition there. No.
Yeah.
Snuggling one.
You should. I should get both you on here and have him explain or talk about his writings or his thoughts into his. I don't know his.
The Larryverse.
Yeah, the Larryverse. That's what he should call it. The Larryverse. That would be that'd be interesting. What What do you remember back in the day? What do you remember most about Bonaparte, since Bonaparte's not here? What do you remember about him?
Befweep.
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 Oh, the biggest thing I remember was Larry and I barricading ourselves. You weren't there this time, but Larry and I barricaded ourselves in his house, in his room, and he went berserk. And he smashed the door and just beat the shit out of both of us. He tossed me aside and then started working on Larry. And he said, "You're next." That's what I remember. Yeah, we barricaded. He took over his room. We're like, we took over your room. We're taking stuff. Man, he slammed into the door like 4 or 5 times, and we were both me and Larry were holding it like it was off the hinges at that point. You know, it's torn off the hinges. We're just like trying to put the door between us and him.
Well, he was like our Mr. T, you know.
Yeah. He was far stronger than the rest of us.
We would just fight. We would just fight, and that's what we did for gym credit. We literally in high school for gym credit just fought every day.
And I was a pretty strong kid, but
yeah,
he was another level.
Everybody
240 pounds in high school.
Everybody had different skills. Yeah, and thank God there was no internet then, or ability to record these things.
To record the stuff, yeah.
I mean, there would have been a point where like. That's a problem.
Would have been arrested.
Well, yeah, that's the point now is that everything is recorded and you can't cherish that memory because you've got the whole footage of the whole event and everything is recorded. It's just too far. You can't do it. Yeah, you can't. I don't know. It's just a different time. It's a tougher time. I mean, what advice would you give kids growing up now?
What advice?
Yeah.
You remember the old advice? If you see a flash, duck, cover, you can kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So much is wrong in the world. There's no way where to start. And it's all the space between the ears. It's all about how people are approaching problems. For example, this problem, the whole coronavirus thing, the approach to the problem is way off.
Yeah.
And the superficiality of the society and the lack of morals. Okay, I can get up and start preaching about that all day. And it's just the fact that they want to use this to create a what is this minimum basic income thing that they're talking about to create basically a communist society. You know, there was lines going to the grocery store. I'm thinking to myself, and some of the shelves are empty. Well, this is just like Russia was back in the 80s when they were full communists.
Right.
What the hell's going on? You know, this was that was the problem. Free money, but there's nothing to buy.
Right.
Free money from the state. Are we going down that path? Are you serious? Over a tiny virus that is, more people die of the flu. Well, this might catch up with it, but it's still at the same level. And those people that didn't die of the flu are dying of this. Or they say that 90% of them, 99% of them are that died in, let's say, Italy. They did, or actually dying of something else. They just happened to also have it. I
think a lot of things got lumped in, and they have an older population because they are healthier, live longer. And I think that they're saying a lot of people, if you are on death's door and you catch this and then die, they say it killed you, but it was other underlying things.
So you're living in fear. You're living superficially, and you have superficial relationships with people, but at the same time, you're living in fear. It's a real bizarre thing that's going on. And there's nothing but confrontation coming in the future. Unfortunately, there's no bright, rosy picture. There's this what we're looking at. I read about, we all read about, reading 1984 and Brave New World and
Yeah.
watching THX 1138 movies, stuff like that that are like, well, all that stuff that was in that were hypothetical dysfunctional societies are now occurring.
Well, it's that thing too that if you don't learn history, you're destined to repeat it. And I think you've got a generation that doesn't care about history prior to their birth.
Yeah, it's like Biff from Back to the Future is our president now. It actually happened.
Yeah, it's an odd world. It's an odd world.
Yeah.
And I really worry that with this instance, and I'm not blaming anybody, but what I will say is it concerns me because we're going into a thing where I think leaders that are pretending they know what's going on are making decrees and changing them daily and everything. It's confusing the public who wants to listen to them. But I think
they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do.
They're operating in fear also. And there's several things that bug me about this whole thing is that the most developed worlds are reporting the highest levels of deaths. When you go to the least developed worlds, you have 100 people that are attributed to the die virus. You go to India, maybe 200 people. Now, here's a problem. I have a problem with that. There are 1.4 billion people living in India, and there is no social distancing whatsoever. And they almost live as somebody. There's primates there, the little monkeys that run around. A friend of mine who lived there told me they're trained enough where they will go to like a train. You're on a train, you pull into the train station. They'll get your order of tea or whatever, bring it to the train, get the money, and go back and to get a reward for carrying out that action. So they live with these little monkeys that run around everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's no social distancing in those, and this virus can jump into your cat, your dog. It can cross species easily. They've already found it. They found it in a tiger in the zoo. So my question is, if that's the case, why in that country, in India, 1.4 billion people who have no option of social distancing, why isn't it spreading like wildfire there? Or is that about to happen?
Right.
Who knows? Will that other shoe drop? If that happens, then we truly are at the beginning of the apocalypse. If it doesn't, then there's something off about this whole narrative.
Well, I just don't want
and I don't have all the answers, but it's not just India. It's also all underdeveloped countries in Africa and South America. Pretty much the same story. Way lower numbers by more than factors of 10 of death counts. Something's bizarre. Something's off about that.
Well, I hope this isn't a case of where the cure is worse than the disease, and I think it will be. I think the response very often is worse than the problem to initiate the response, because I think we just come in so late and heavy-handed and overcompensate and want to adjust the world. I was looking at data the other day about the 3 highest counties in Pennsylvania, and they don't have data on the critical thing they leave out when they give the data is how many people were tested. They don't tell you that. But I look for ratios because the numbers aren't important. The ratios, the relationship between the numbers are important. And the top 2, even though number 1 is Philadelphia, of course, and then the next one is 1/3 the population, 1/4. But the ratio of people that caught it is the same. It's something like 0.2% or something like that. And then out of that, another, I guess 3% of the people that caught it died. And that ratio stays the same between the top 2. So that ratio is a working ratio. The 3rd county has 1/3 the population of the 2nd county, but it has 3 times the cases, but it has 1/3 the deaths. So somebody needs to be looking and saying, why does that county have more cases per capita, but less deaths? Or is there a disproportionate amount of testing, or is something being recorded incorrectly, whatever? Because the cure may be there, just like you're saying with India, the explanation may be there. and I think what we're doing now is we're doing stopgaps. We're not doing anything that'll be a cure because this thing can come back around.
Right. They're not doing any real testing with a sense of urgency.
Right. And how accurate is the testing? Somebody just sent that message. How accurate is the testing? Because that's questionable too.
Yeah. So
thank you, Steve.
Just circling back on that for young people. In my mind, when there are cataclysmic events like this, the preparedness in this younger generation is going to be a lot less, or the willingness to take losses and still
the resilience
and move ahead and not lose hope is I don't. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but I just don't see that being there. I look at them saying to look for something to fill the void that they're missing to be able to handle problems. That's always been a problem, but I think that the trajectory of this is going exponential as far as current generations are.
No, you're right. So just thinking about this just popped up when you were talking about who was the girl you had a crush on in high school? Who's the girl that pops to your mind?
Juanita. I forgot her last name.
Juanita. Who's Juanita?
You don't remember? She was just there the first year.
Oh, I think I do remember.
She got redhead, and we would always be in the at that laundromat playing that game. What was that game? What the hell was it? You had to go through it wasn't called Gauntlet. It was a Gauntlet kind of style game. You had to work your way through all of these different trials. So you got to the end god, you had to kill him.
Dragon Slayer?
No. It was still a space game.
I can't believe if it's the game I'm thinking of and you're forgetting the name. That's what I'm not saying.
Yeah, they had the
Defender.
Not Defender. No. Defender was.
That was your game.
That was my game. The other game was one that we would sit around and play that all the time. So
your name is probably on the Defender machine still at the pizza place.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely had a crush on her.
Yeah.
At that time, I had no idea what to do. I was like, "What do you do now?"
Well, you didn't have all this outside pressure. You didn't have all this outside fake guidance from the internet, and you weren't comparing yourself to the world. You were just comparing yourself to your idiot friends who were just as dumb as you were.
Bubbling around themselves.
Won't you ask her if she wants to get?
But here's the thing, though, is that you never, even though you didn't necessarily get the relationships that you wanted. Our generation knew how to deal with that and not feel like they had to slice their arm open because they're not getting what they want out of it, or self-harming, that kind of stuff.
But we were under much less pressure. We weren't comparing ourselves to the world. We were comparing ourselves to our school or people around us. It wasn't as big. And I do have expert testimony. Larry says that shirt is, quote, 2XL.
All right, who wants to place bets?
I don't think that's an XL, man. I don't think that's an XL.
Place a bet. I might be wrong. I just pulled it out of the closet. I could be wrong.
It's an XL.
But this is not. This is an XL, 1XL, man.
No.
Who wants to place that?
I might want to bet you, but how do I win the bet? To win the bet, you have to remove the shirt, and I don't know that victory is victory.
Nobody wants to see that. I get it.
See it, so you're bluffing.
I don't want to see it.
No, because wait. Do you have an undershirt on?
There are no other shirts. There are no other shirts with this orange pony.
Well, he said that
with the green shirt with the orange pony.
He says that shirt is a 2XL. He gave it to you. He's got the receipt.
Nope.
He's supposed to fax it over.
Nope. I know where I got the shirt from.
You didn't get it from Larry.
Nope.
Okay. So, he thinks that's a wrap.
Place bets, $10.
Oh,
$10. I'm gonna make $30 today.
Do you have a shirt under that shirt?
No. Yeah, hair.
If you had a shirt under that shirt, I would definitely go in for it.
I could turn the camera away. I'll put a shirt on.
The
Ready?
I'll
Who's
do
putting their money
$5.
down?
I'll do $5.
$5. Okay. Who else?
Well,
Got
Larry
10
thinks
bucks?
it's 2XL. Larry should do another 5.
Yeah, another $5, $15. Y'all buy me dinner.
We'll
I could be
split your dinner.
wrong. I might owe y'all.
We'll split your dinner. We'll split your dinner the next time we go out, but we're not talking about lobster and duck. It's someplace where we speak into a clown
$15.
pad.
$15. Go to the Metro Diner right across the street.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back with another show.
Okay. We'll break away. I'll do the and see, kids, this is how we used to have fun back in the day. With bets like this, and he's going to come back and do the reveal, but I could not subject anybody to that Wookiee suit that he's wearing. So this is what entertainment's come to in a quarantine society. It's Steve Broome stripping. See, I never know where it's going to go or where it's going to end, but that shirt's 2XL, and I want to see the whole shirt. I just don't want to see the label. Larry's identified as a Ralph Lauren shirt. I wouldn't know a Ralph Lauren shirt if it bit me. I just know black. That's all I know. So he'll be back in a minute. I don't have any Jeopardy music to do. I'm expecting to hear him in the background go, God damn it. Oh, he's coming back.
All right, guys. Oh, well.
Okay, he's back. Okay. Back, different shirt.
Oh, we can see the stain
First
on this one, I'm sure. Yesterday's shirt.
We have to verify that the shirt you took off is the same shirt.
Okay. So, all right. So this is.
I want to see that little pony thing that was on the car. Okay, yeah.
Pony.
That's the pony thing.
Now, here's the problem, though. I got this. I know I got this secondhand, probably from Green Street, and the size is off. It's gone. That's where the size usually is, right there. Now, you got to trust me. I didn't take it off myself.
We're gonna have to enhance the audio and see if we heard scissor sounds.
But wait a minute, there might be a saving grace here because there may be another spot where
We're on the other side of the label. If you can flip it around.
Yeah, you can't get
there. It's there.
Man, there's another label inside.
Okay.
All right, we're waiting with bated breath. What's the answer?
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing going on. So this is like good television. This is where the edge of our seat now is this.
Holy cow. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. So,
what's that say?
Can't read it.
What's it say?
Oh, nothing. All right. This will forever remain a mystery. This will forever remain a mystery.
That long to navigate the shirt. That is a 2XL. That is
the
not
size is gone.
That is not an XL.
Okay. I don't know.
The shirt you're wearing right now, is it an XL or 2XL?
This is definitely XL. I'm sure the tag is on it. Okay. Give him 1 second.
And now I'm talking to an empty chair. Of course, you're just winding down time. And what will happen is pretty soon, I figure we're both about 5 minutes out from some low blood sugar incident. So we'll be wrapping this up real soon. But there's nothing like talking to old friends. And there's nothing like, because you can't make old friends. Uh-oh.
He's back. Shirt's back on. quick change. Took no time. No time to get scissors. And what is this? Oh no! This is
17 and a half.
This is a 17-inch and a half neck. This is tailor made, so there's no size.
Okay.
32 waist. 33, 30.
Waist? It's not waist in a shirt.
Well, I don't know what that 33 is. But that's 33 and 32 is definitely either a large or extra large size, not double. So all right. We'll have to place another bet.
I don't know.
that one wasn't concluded properly.
It looks like, looking up online, that a 17 and a half is in fact an XL.
No, yes, it is an XL. Yes. But it's a tailored XL because usual XLs are 35. Now, where's that 35? Is the waist? I think it's the waist.
I think it's the arm length or something. See, this is how little we know.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to do at some point is maybe get you and Larry on, because then the conversation would have a little more jazz to it than just you and me having you strip and confuse your neighbors across the way. Like, what's that guy doing?
What is he doing?
Why is he changing shirts like he's Cher or something every 5 minutes?
Are you watching me change my shirt?
Yeah. Yeah.
And can I get paid for it?
Yeah.
I guess that's the slippery slope Larry went down. Can I get paid for taking his clothes off? Wow.
And what he's referencing, and we can go into this topic because Larry's not here, is for a while, to earn money, Larry became a dancer who did entertainment at parties, if you want to call that entertainment. But and he made money at it. He made money at it. Him and his wife, Susan, God rest her soul.
And the people that paid for that. The national television audience.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. People paid for that. So we had our own problems when we were coming around too. So we're not without sin in this. Not without sin or stupidity.
None of us are. Use without some cast the first stone.
Yeah. And there's never a pile of stones, so we know where that goes. Yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'll let you get back to your day. It was good seeing you. Good talking to you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Maybe I'll try and get Larry and Bonaparte on here. All four.
Yeah, get all of us. Yeah, that'll be great.
Just double it down, and maybe that'd be really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I find some if I could find like an old Anita Drayton picture for Bonaparte. Get him down memory lane. Remember Anita?
Well, that was everybody's crush.
Yeah, that was everybody.
And every single guy is like, whoa.
That was the definition. That was like Grace Kelly beauty. That was just elegance and beauty, and true sexiness is how you carry it. And she carried it so well. She never flaunted and never class act all the way. She was beautiful, and we knew that we weren't.
We almost viewed it as a liability.
Yeah,
which was getting too much attention. Now there's Facebook. Every woman is on the taking pictures and printing and painting to Facebook and selling.
Yeah, she didn't do any of that, and
not at all.
And we almost didn't want to get too close because we knew we were nasty and would soil her by being in her presence. We wanted to admire,
you were out of our league. Yeah,
you are so out of our league. This is I don't even know what our league is, but you are out of our league.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. We will never reach that. Okay, well, I will. I guess I'll catch up with you later. Been good talking to you.
All right, great talking to you guys. What's your audience like?
There's you, me, and there's Larry.
Okay.
I don't know. It goes out to two different things, and it's really tough to measure because it gets these things get passed around. So I know that the one that I did with Bonaparte and Larry on one platform had like 160 views.
Oh, okay.
It was like an hour and a half. So I don't know what that actually means, but if we enjoyed it and it's not hurting anybody, who the hell cares? We're not going to get
Yeah,
rich.
absolutely.
Just give it somebody an alternative. Well, if you figure out that shirt, let me know. But I still say that bad boy is
It's the same as the other one.
no,
This one is proven.
it's a 2XL. If that was an XL, we'd be seeing nipples. We'd be seeing nipples. But uh, okay, well we'll work it out and do it in a little bit before this thing is over. Hopefully this thing will be over soon, but we'll do it again.
Yes, definitely. We have to get together.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. Take care, Steve.
Take care. Okay.
Bye.
Next time.
I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. And